Hey everybody, it's Father Edward Looney here, and today is Fat Tuesday, it's Mardi Gras, it's right before Ash Wednesday, and I just want to let you know that I picked up a few packages the other day. Some of my packages are still getting sent to Brussels, and I want to share with you this episode of Father Edward Opens the Mail. To be completely honest, I already opened the packages just to see what the books were, so I wasn't caught off guard when I opened the mail. But people really love these little episodes of Father Edward Opens the Mail. These are promotional copies of works that I have received, partly that I would maybe share about them, promote them, consider interviewing the author on my podcast or whatever. So I look at Father Edward Opens the Mail on social media as one of those ways of getting the word out about these books. And so 2 books, 2 packages have come, and I want to share them with you. I think both of them would make great, excellent resources for the season of Lent. So I know Lent's beginning tomorrow. You're like, oh, I don't have them yet. It's okay. Acquire them, make use of them as you're able during the season of Lent. So I want to share with you the first one. And this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, kind of an oldie but a goodie. Maybe it's been rewritten. I know what it's like as an author. Sometimes you've written something in the past and then you kind of repurpose it. This author, I had put this book out, maybe self-published, a number of years ago. So I'm sure it's been rewritten and updated and so forth. But it is from a good friend of mine, Marge Fenelon. Marge Fenelon is a fellow Wisconsinite. She is the author of Behold Your Mother, Marian Stations of the Cross. So Stations of the Cross are pretty popular during the season of Lent. People pray them. They meditate on the Passions. I love using St. Alphonsus Liguori's Stations of the Cross. More about Alphonsus Liguori to come in the upcoming weeks ahead of us, because I am just getting done reading the Glories of Mary, and I'll tell you, truly profoundly life-changing in lots of different ways, reading the Glories of Mary. Anyways, Alphonsus Liguori has Stations of the Cross, but let's talk about Marge Fenelon's Behold Your Mother. So we know that in the Stations of the Cross, Our Lady walks with Jesus, that the 4th station as Mary meets Jesus along the way of the cross. We know that one of the stations is, Jesus being nailed to the cross. Well, Mary is there on Calvary in John's Gospel. We know that Jesus is placed in the arms of his afflicted mother. One of the 7 sorrows of Mary is burying Jesus, placing him in the tomb. And I've seen great images of Mary walking to the tomb with John and with Mary Magdalene. So very easy, I think, for us to reflect on the Stations of the Cross with Our Lady. Let me just read to you the back of Marge Fenelon's book here. When we pray the Stations of the Cross, we walk alongside Jesus to Calvary. And behold your mother, Stations of the Cross, we walk alongside the mother of the Redeemer. She accompanies him during his passion and death, written from the unique perspective of a child who is witnessing Mary's unspeakable anguish. So we're the child, we're the children, right? This booklet helps us to grow in devotion to the Blessed Mother as she leads us closer to her Son. Just before he died on the cross for the salvation of the world, Jesus entrusted Mary to St. John and St. John to Mary. In that moment, Mary also became our mother forever, a beautiful, loving gift from the Redeemer himself. Behold your mother. This is available from our Sunday Visitor OSV, available for the price point of $6.95. Behold your mother. So reflecting on the Stations of the Cross with Our Lady. Marge Fenelon has a lot of good works coming out here in the next month or so, or next year. I know that I gave an endorsement for one of the books. I've seen another book that the manuscript that she was working on, that she posted an image of and about it. So a lot of good works coming from her. My favorite Marge Fenelon book is Forgiving Mother. And it's really a 9-day novena of her processing a lot of anger, resentment she held towards her mother. Forgiving Mother. I read that book. And again, one of those very profound, spiritually awakening books. So Marge Fenelon writes good stuff here. Behold your mother. Stations of the Cross, maybe you pray them every day during Lent. Maybe you pray them extra times. You could pray them in your own home. You don't have to pray them at church. But maybe if you're praying in your private, personal, devotional life, stopping by a church throughout the days of Lent, and maybe at just random times, you could pray the stations. Highly would recommend Behold Your Mother from Marge Fenelon. So let's take a look at this other book that I received. And, I've been meaning to buy this book, so I'm glad that it came in the mail and I didn't buy it, so that I don't have two copies of it. Although if I had two copies, I would give one away. But it is a book from Father Donald Calloway. A lot of you know Father Donald Calloway. He has written great books like The Consecration of St. Joseph. He's written a book for the Eucharistic Revival, 30-day Eucharistic Revival, a retreat with St. Peter Julian Amard. And St. Peter Julian Amard, tremendous apostle of the Eucharist, lover of Our Lady. This book is one that I've wanted, and I just randomly open up. And what one do I open up to? Mary's Eucharistic Life. So this is a book that I would love to pray with here at some point, maybe in March. So if you think about it, I think Easter Sunday is March 31st. So if you start in March 1st, 30-day, you would finish this on Holy Saturday. You'd be able to do a daily devotional. Maybe you're like, I'm not feeling the devotional book I got or whatever for Lent. This book from Father Calloway, 30-day Eucharistic Revival. The bishops are talking about Eucharistic Revival. If you want to revive your Eucharistic faith, no better way than to do it with the saints. Some endorsements from Bishop James Conley and also Antonia Acutis, the mother of Blessed Carlo Acutis, and the Archbishop, I should say, Joseph Naumann. So a lot of good endorsements. I'm sure there's more in here. The book is looks like it's quick and easy. 160 pages is how many pages the reflections, the daily meditations total. So, and there's actually 160. So, and then you take off 18. That's the introduction. So, really doable, I think. So if you're looking for a devotion, maybe this is it. Or some point this year, 30-day Eucharistic Revival, a retreat with St. Peter Julian Amard. I'm going to make this part of my spiritual life at some point. I think we all sometimes need those refreshers in Eucharistic devotion. Books like this, the Eucharistic Revival in the United States, it's all about deepening our appreciation and love for the Holy Eucharist. So Lent, Stations of the Cross, Holy Eucharist, two things that we can grow in devotion from this episode of Father Edward Opens the Mail. Special thank you to OSV and Marian Press for these gratis complimentary copies. And maybe if you're interested, you'll head on over to wherever Catholic books are sold and you will acquire them for your own faith life, your spiritual life, your devotional life. God bless you. Have a happy Lent. I'll be back with you again during the season of Lent. We're going to be doing daily reflections again on the opening prayer for the Lenten day. So stay tuned beginning tomorrow, Ash Wednesday. God bless you. Bye for now.